The old samurai kneels in the temple courtyard. Dawn mist, frost on stone. His sword rests beside him. A young monk approaches. "Master, they're asking, what do you regret most?" The samurai doesn't move. "About your life, your battles, your choices." Still silence. Finally, "I don't." The monk is confused. "You don't regret anything?" "No." "But you've made mistakes, lost people, failed." The samurai turns. Eyes calm, unflinching. "I made choices. Every choice closed a door. And I walked through the door I chose." Regret is when you stand at a closed door, pretending you didn't choose to close it. He pauses. Most men die with their hand on 100 doorknobs, never having walked through any door. That's the only regret worth having. Here's what the ancient samurai understood that most people never learn. Regret doesn't come from wrong choices. It comes from no choices. The warrior class lived by Keppen, the blood seal. When you made a choice, you signed it in blood. Not literally, but spiritually. You committed fully, irreversibly, without looking back. Because they knew, the agony of indecision is worse than the pain of any single decision. A wrong choice can be learned from, corrected, survived, but a life of waiting, of keeping every door open because you're afraid to choose, that creates a regret so deep it hollows you out. And here's the cruel truth. Every day you don't choose is a day you're choosing. You're choosing to wait, to delay, to remain unchanged. And that choice has consequences too. The Paralyzed Warrior, 1640. Ekizan Province. A young samurai named Shiro serves a minor lord. 24 years old, skilled, frozen. He's been offered a position with a powerful daimyo. Higher rank, greater responsibility, risk. If he succeeds, honor. If he fails, disgrace. For 3 months he's been deciding. His current lord is comfortable, safe, but there's no future here. And the new position could make him or break him. And Shiro cannot choose. Every morning he wakes planning to accept. Every evening he finds a reason to wait. Just one more week. To be certain. But certainty never comes. His closest companion, another samurai named Taro, confronts him. The offer won't wait forever. I know, I just need to be sure. Sure of what? That it's the right path. Taro is quiet. Then, there is no right path. Only chosen paths. And you're so afraid of choosing wrong that you're choosing nothing. That's not true. I'm being careful. No, you're being afraid. That night, Shiro practices alone, draws his sword, sets his stance, but can't complete the strike. Stops mid-movement, uncertain. Should I adjust my grip, change my angle? Tries again, stops again. A voice from the darkness. You fight the same way you live? An old Ronin steps into the lantern light, weathered, scarred, present. Who are you? Someone who used to be like you. The Ronin's name is Daichi, masterless, wandering. He's been watching Shiro practice for weeks. Why? Shiro asks. Because I see in you what destroyed me. And what's that? The belief that you can wait until you're certain. That if you think long enough, plan enough, the right choice will reveal itself. He sits, gestures for Shiro to sit. It won't. And while you wait, life moves. Daichi tells his story. 20 years ago, I had a choice. Serve a lord who needed me, or wait for a better offer. I waited. Thought, why commit now? What if something better comes? It didn't. The lord hired another, died in battle a year later, without an heir. His entire line, gone. And I had nothing. Kept waiting, kept looking for the perfect path, until one day I realized I'd spent 20 years choosing nothing. And nothing is what I became. Shiro feels something shift. But what if I choose and it's wrong? Then you learn, adjust, choose again. But at least you moved. At least you lived. Daichi stands. Let me show you something. He draws his sword. Watch. One strike. Diagonal. Complete. No hesitation. No adjustment. Just decisive movement. Now you! Shiro draws, sets his stance, and stops. Should I? Is this? You're thinking, Daichi says. Because you're afraid to commit to the strike. Afraid it won't be perfect. So you never actually strike. Again. Shiro tries, stops. Again. Same thing. Do you see? Daiichi's voice is calm, sharp. You cannot even complete a practice strike. Because you're waiting for certainty. But certainty doesn't exist. There's only choice. And commitment to choice. And you've trained yourself to avoid both. He sheaths his sword. Come with me tomorrow. I'll show you what happens when you finally choose. But what Shiro doesn't know is, tomorrow will force a choice he's been avoiding for months. And this time, waiting won't be an option. The Blood Seal. The next morning, Daiichi leads Shiro to a crossroads outside the village. 2 paths, both disappearing into forest. Where are we going? You'll see, but first, choose. Shiro looks at both paths. Which one? I don't care. Choose. But I don't know where they lead. Exactly. Mark, so choose. Shiro feels the familiar paralysis. Looks left, looks right. What if one is dangerous? What if you don't choose in 10 breaths, Daiichi says. I'm leaving you here. The pressure forces something. Shiro points left. That one. Good. Walk. They take the left path. 30 minutes in, it becomes rocky. Difficult. Shiro starts to doubt. Should we have gone right? Daiichi seems to read his mind. You're already regretting. What if the other path was easier? Maybe it was. So what? You chose this path, so this is your path. Everything else is just torture you're adding. They walk in silence. The path gets steeper. Shiro's legs burn. Finally, a clearing, a small shrine. Daiichi sits, gestures for Shiro to sit. Do you know what Keppen is? The blood seal. Samurai used it to bind oaths. Yes, you signed your name in blood. But do you know why? Shiro shakes his head. Not for ceremony, Daiichi continues. For finality. When you sign in blood, you're saying, I have chosen, and I will not undo this. The choice is made, the door is closed, and everything that comes after this choice, I accept. That's Keppen, not just the seal, the acceptance. He pauses. Most men never seal anything. They make a choice, then spend years questioning it. Did I choose right? Should I have chosen differently? But those questions are poison. Why? Because they keep you split. Half of you walking forward, half of you looking backward. And a split man accomplishes nothing. He's too busy fighting himself to actually live the choice he made. Daiichi pulls out a small knife, a strip of paper. Give me your hand. Shiro hesitates. Daiichi's eyes are steady, uncompromising. This is the practice. If you want to learn, give me your hand. Shiro extends his hand. Daiichi pricks his finger. A drop of blood, presses it to the paper. Now write, I choose to serve the daimyo. But I haven't decided. You decided 3 months ago. Your body decided. Every morning you wake knowing you should go. But your mind keeps questioning. That split, that's what's destroying you. So seal it, make the choice final, and accept what comes. Shiro's hand shakes. If I do this, I can't go back. Exactly, Daiichi says. That's the point. You think keeping the door open keeps you safe, but it's killing you. Every day you don't choose, you get weaker, more divided, more lost. Shiro takes the brush, writes slowly, I choose to serve the daimyo. The characters, written in his own blood, stare back at him. And something shifts. Not relief, not certainty, just clarity. The choice is made. Now I walk this path. Daiichi nods. Good, now comes the hard part. What's that? Keeping the seal. Every day, your mind will question. Did I choose right? What if I'd chosen differently? And every time that voice comes, you return to the seal. I chose, I accept, I move forward. That's the practice. They sit in silence. Then Daiichi speaks again. The samurai had 3 gates of Keppen, 3 levels of sealing a choice. The first, Ketsudan, Ued 1, cutting off alternatives. You make the choice, you seal it. The other paths are dead. The second, Jiko, Shishing, acting on the choice, daily, without questioning. The third, Kansei, Wancheng, completion, seeing the choice through to its natural end. Most men never pass the first gate. They make a choice but never seal it. So they live in limbo, forever undecided. How do I practice this? Shiro asks. You already are. Every morning you'll sit. You'll look at the seal you made. And when the voice comes, did I choose wrong? You don't answer it. You just return to the seal. I chose, I accept, I move forward. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. Until the voice quiets, until you're no longer divided, until you're complete in your choice. That night, Shiro sits in his quarters, the sealed paper before him, and the doubts come immediately. What if I fail? What if this ruins me? He feels the urge to tear up the paper, to unmake the choice, but remembers Daiichi's words. Return to the seal. I chose, I accept, I move forward. The doubt doesn't disappear, but it loosens. He practices this for 7 days. Each morning sit, look at the seal, return, and slowly, something changes. The doubt is still there, but it no longer controls him. He's chosen. That's done. Now he just walks the path. On the 8th day, he goes to the daimyo, accepts the position, and when fear comes, it will come. He returns to the seal. I chose. I accept. I move forward. But what Shiro doesn't realize yet is, Ketsudan is just the first gate. The real test comes when the choice costs him, when the path he chose becomes difficult, and the voice returns louder than ever. You chose wrong. You should have waited. That's when most men break the seal, and Shiro is about to face exactly that. The gate of action. 6 months later, Shiro serves the daimyo, and it's harder than he imagined. The position demands everything. Long hours, constant pressure, high stakes. His first major task, lead a diplomatic mission to a rival clan. If he succeeds, trust. If he fails, disgrace. He's been preparing for weeks, but the night before departure, doubt. He sits alone in his quarters. The sealed paper, now worn, folded, rests before him. And the voice is loud. You chose wrong. You weren't ready for this. You should have stayed with your old lord. Safe, comfortable. Now you're going to fail, and everyone will see. The temptation to quit is overwhelming. To tell the daimyo, I made a mistake. I'm not suited for this. To break the seal. Daiichi's words echo. Every day, your mind will question, and every time, return to the seal. Shiro picks up the paper, unfolds it. The blood-written characters, faded but visible. I choose to serve the daimyo. He breathes. I chose. I accept. I move forward. The doubt doesn't leave, but he moves anyway. The mission is disaster. Not because Shiro fails, but because he succeeds, and it costs him. The rival clan agrees to peace, but demands a concession Shiro wasn't authorized to make. He makes it anyway. Gambling, the peace holds. But when he returns, fury. The daimyo's advisors call for his punishment. He overstepped, acted without authority. This could have destroyed us. Shiro stands before the daimyo, awaiting judgment, and the voice screams, See? You chose wrong. You should have waited, should have stayed safe. Now you're ruined. The daimyo studies him, silent. Then, you gambled, against my explicit orders. Yes, my lord. Why? Because the peace required it. And I believed. You believed. The daimyo's voice is cold. And if you'd been wrong, if they'd used your concession to attack, then I would have failed and accepted the consequence. Silence. The advisors wait, eager for punishment. Finally, the daimyo speaks. You made a choice, in the moment, with incomplete information, and you stood by it. That's what I need. Men who can act, even when action is uncertain. He pauses. But if you ever overstep like that again, I'll have your head dismissed. Shiro bows, leaves. The advisors are stunned, but Shiro understands. The daimyo didn't reward the choice. He rewarded the commitment to it. That night, Daiichi appears. Shiro doesn't ask how he knew to come. They sit in silence. Finally, you pass the second gate. Jiko, action without endless questioning. You made a choice in the mission. A hard choice. And you didn't undo it when it was questioned. You stood in it. That's the practice. But I almost broke, Shiro admits. I almost told him I was wrong, that I should have waited for clearer orders. Almost doesn't matter. Daiichi's voice is gentle but firm. What matters is you didn't. You felt the pull to undo the choice, and you returned to the seal instead. I chose, I accept, I move forward. That's Jiko, not perfection, just returning. Every time you're tempted to break. The samurai knew, Daiichi continues, that regret comes in two forms. The first, I chose wrongly. The second, I should never have chosen at all. The first is honest. You can learn from it. The second is poison. It denies that you had to choose. It pretends you could have waited until certainty arrived. But certainty never arrives, and men who wait for it, they're the ones who die with real regret. Not regret for what they chose, but regret for never choosing. So what's the third gate? Shiro asks. Can say, a completion. Seeing the choice through to its natural end. Not abandoning it when it gets difficult. Not switching paths when another looks easier. But completing the path you chose. That's where most men fail. They seal the choice. They act on it. But when it gets hard, they break. They tell themselves, this isn't working. I need to try something else. But that's not wisdom. That's just fear wearing a different mask. Daiichi stands. Say, you'll face this choice soon. A moment where everything in you wants to quit. To unseal the choice. To try a different path. And you'll have to decide, do I complete what I started, or do I run? That decision, that's the third gate. And I can't help you through it. You'll be alone. He bows slightly. But you're ready, even if you don't feel it. And then he's gone. Shiro sits with the words, completion. He looks at the sealed paper, thinks about the last 6 months, the struggle, the doubt, the cost, and realizes, this is the path. Not what I imagined, but what I chose. And I'll see it through, not because it's easy, but because I sealed it, and a seal, once made, is kept. But the real test Daiichi spoke of, it comes sooner than Shiro expects, and it comes in a form he never anticipated. One that will force him to answer the final question. What do you do when the path you chose leads somewhere you never wanted to go? Do you complete it anyway? Or do you break the seal? That choice, that's where real regret is born, or prevented. The gate of completion. 2 years later, Shiro has become the daimyo's most trusted advisor, respected, relied upon. The path he sealed, it worked, or so it seems, but something unexpected happens. The daimyo grows ill, dying. His son, arrogant, untested, will inherit. And the daimyo calls Shiro to his chambers. I'm dying, you know this. Yes, my lord. My son will need counsel, your counsel. Shiro nods, expecting this. But the daimyo's next words shatter him. He is not like me. He is reckless, proud, dismissive. He will humiliate you, ignore your counsel, make decisions that undo everything we've built. The daimyo coughs, weakly. You have a choice. You can leave now. Take a position elsewhere, with honor. I would understand. I would even recommend you. Or you can stay, serve him. But if you stay, know this. It may cost you everything you've built here. Your reputation, your standing, your dignity. What do you choose? Shiro feels the weight crushing him. The daimyo is giving him permission to leave. Honorably, wisely, any man would take it. I've served well. 2 years of loyalty. That's enough. The contract was with the father, not the son. But something stops him from answering immediately. May I have the night to consider? The daimyo nods. Of course. That night, Shiro sits alone. The sealed paper before him, worn now. Edges frayed from years of returning to it. And the voice is loud. This is your escape. Take it. You sealed a choice to serve the daimyo, and you did. That contract is ending. You're free. Don't be a fool. The sun will destroy you. The justification is perfect, rational, wise. Any advisor would say, leave. But Shiro unfolds the paper, reads the blood-written characters, "I choose to serve the daimyo," and asks himself, what did I actually seal? Just 2 years of service, or the path itself, wherever it leads? He thinks of Daiichi's teaching. Completion means seeing the choice through to its natural end, not abandoning it when it gets hard, and realizes this is the third gate. This is Kansei. The choice isn't about wisdom, it's about completion. He sealed this path not knowing where it would lead, and now it's leading here, to a choice between comfort and integrity, between escaping difficulty and completing what he started. He could justify leaving. The daimyo gave permission. It's the wise choice. But that's escape dressed as wisdom. The truth is simpler. He's afraid of what staying will cost, and the seal asks, do you complete the path or do you break when it gets hard? He sits with that question until dawn, and when morning comes, clarity. Not about the outcome, about the choice. I sealed this, I complete it, whatever that means. He goes to the daimyo's chambers. The old man is barely breathing. My lord, I will serve your son, for as long as he permits. Not because it's wise, but because I sealed this path. And a seal, once made, is kept. The daimyo's eyes soften. You understand now. Keppen is not about making the right choice. It's about keeping the choice you made. Even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. He pauses, breathing labored. Most men break at this gate. They seal. They act. But when the cost becomes real, they run. Tell themselves it's wisdom, but it's just fear. You're not running, that's rare. He dies that evening, the son becomes lord, and everything the old daimyo warned comes true. The young lord is reckless, arrogant. First council meeting. He mocks Shiro publicly. You served my father, not me. I don't need old men telling me what to do. The room is silent. Shiro feels the humiliation. Every samurai watching, pitying him. He could leave. On now. I tried. He doesn't want me. I'm released. But that night returns to the seal. I chose. I accept. I move forward. Month 2. The young lord makes reckless decisions. Shiro advises caution. Ignored. Advises patience. Mocked. Are you afraid, old man? The other advisors distance themselves from Shiro. Why do you stay? He doesn't respect you. And Shiro doesn't know how to explain. I sealed this. I complete it. Even when completion looks like failure. Even when it costs everything. Yaya, month 6. Shiro is barely consulted anymore. Relegated to minor duties. The humiliation is constant. And the voice screams, leave. You've done enough. More than enough. This isn't loyalty, it's stupidity. You're wasting yourself on someone who doesn't want you. Every day, the pull to quit, to break the seal, to say, I tried. But this isn't working. But every morning returns. I chose. I accept. I move forward. Not because it feels good, but because this is what completion looks like. Not triumph, not validation, just staying. Through difficulty, through humiliation, through the cost of the choice. And slowly, something shifts. Not in the young lord, in Shiro. The need for validation dissolves, the need for the path to look a certain way. He's not serving for honor anymore. Not for recognition. He's serving because he sealed it. And the seal doesn't break because things get hard. It holds because he keeps it. That's Kansei. That's completion. That's the life without regret. Now 1 year later. A rival clan threatens war. The young lord, terrified now, calls counsel. For the first time, actually listens. What should I do? Shiro advises. Clearly, calmly. The young lord follows. The crisis is averted. And afterward, he speaks quietly. I was wrong. About you. You stayed when you could have left. When I drove you to leave. Why? Shiro is quiet. Then, because I made a choice. And I keep my choices. Even when they cost me. Even when they hurt. Because the only regret I fear is looking back and knowing I ran when it got hard. The young lord is silent. Then, I want you to stay, as my chief advisor, if you'll accept. Shiro bows, not because he won, but because he completed. Years later, Shiro is old now. The young lord, no longer young, has become wise. Set, a young samurai, asks Shiro, "How did you avoid regret?" "What do you mean?" "You've served difficult lords, made hard choices, suffered humiliation. Don't you wish you'd chosen differently?" Shiro is quiet. Then, "No." "Why not?" "Because I sealed my choices. I didn't keep them open, waiting for better options. I chose, I acted, I completed. Even when completion meant suffering. Even when every voice said run. And that is the only life without regret." The young samurai is confused. "But you suffered. For a year." "Yes. And you don't regret that?" "No. Because regret isn't about suffering. It's about wasting time wishing you'd chosen differently. I don't wish that. I chose what I chose. And I kept choosing it. Even when it cost me. So there's nothing to regret. Just a path I walked. Fully." The young samurai sits with this. "But what if you'd chosen wrong? Then I would have learned, adjusted, chosen again. But I wouldn't have wasted years standing at closed doors, pretending I hadn't chosen to close them. That's what creates regret. Not wrong choices, but no choices. Waiting, forever waiting, for certainty that never comes, while life passes and doors close, and at the end, nothing lived, just time spent deciding. That's the only regret worth having." The seal you carry. Here's how this connects to you. Right now, you're waiting for the right time, the right moment, the certainty that your choice won't fail, but that certainty will never come. And while you wait, life moves, doors close, opportunities pass, and years from now, you'll regret. Not what you chose, but what you didn't. Here's the practice. Tomorrow morning, make one choice you've been avoiding. Not the biggest one, not the perfect one, just one choice, career, relationship, path, and seal it. Write it down. I choose this. Not in your mind, on paper, then act on it, without endless questioning. And when doubt comes, it will return to the seal. I chose, I accept. I move forward, not once, daily, for a week, a month, a year, until the choice is no longer questioned, just lived. And when it gets hard, it will. Don't break the seal. Return to it. I chose, I accept. I move forward. That's Ketsudan, Jiko Kansei. That's the path without regret. And years from now, you won't regret what you chose. You'll be grateful you chose at all. That you moved, that you lived, that you completed, instead of waiting for a certainty that never arrives. The samurai knew. A man who makes no choices makes no mistakes, but he also makes no life. And at the end, that's the only regret that matters. Not what you chose wrong, but what you never chose at all. The old samurai stands, bows to the young one. Make your choice. Seal it. Keep it. Even when it costs you. Especially when it costs you. That's the path without regret. The young samurai sits alone, thinking of the choice he's been avoiding. The sealed paper waiting to be written. The path waiting to be walked. And he realizes, the only regret is not beginning. If this landed, the choice you've been avoiding is waiting, not in tomorrow, but in the next hour.